So good afternoon. Today, I'm Bill Gross. I am a real estate broker in probate and legal real estate. And I'm really glad to have with me a friend and colleague that I've met and a couple of his team that I've met as well, Mr. Ray Isidro, who is involved in collections. So say hi, Ray.
Hello.
And he has with him Paris. Say hi, Paris. Paris is on the 154th floor in Hong Kong, virtually. And Sarah, say hi, Sarah.
Hi, everybody.
Very good. So, Ray, I know I've met you at a meetup we go to for real estate investors, and I know a little bit about your company. You do collections, but you also do training and teach other people how to do that. So give us kind of a high-level overview of what your company does.
Well, first of all, technically, we are not in the collections business. We are in the judgment enforcement business. And there are very, very good reasons why there's a difference between the both. Let me just share with you very quickly why collections versus judgment enforcement is very different. Most collection people take on debt that has not been adjudicated, that has not gone through the court system, and they're not judgments. That's the first difference. We only enforce cases that have already been adjudicated. The judge has already said, party A, you sued party B. Party B, there's now a judgment of $5,000 against you. The second difference is this. As a collection agency, you're only allowed by the law to do two things to make money, to collect that money. One, you can make a phone call. Two, you can write a letter. Well, that's it. That's why their success rate many, many times is less than 1%, 2%, or 3%, Bill. That's collections. You can only make a phone call or you can write a letter. And if the debtor tells you, Bill, get lost, I don't want to hear from you, you got to stop. On the other hand, judgment enforcement, we now have the entire panoply of the law to use to enforce that judgment. In fact, one of the most powerful parts of the law that we use and that I train my students to use is a subpoena. It is a powerful, powerful tool because as a judgment enforcement specialist, I can subpoena pretty much anybody and everybody in order to enforce a certain judgment. We can also go ahead.
Right there, because you said something I think is really important that I want to make sure people understand is there's really two parts to your business, I think. There's the judgment enforcement part where you are actively, and I see you at court, go there to collect on an enforcement, to enforce judgments that you're owed money on, that you purchased. And the other one is you teach other people how to do that. You have like a training program or some sort of program. So just make sure we're talking about two different things. Tell me a little bit about the second piece of that, because I know I get a lot of new people in the business. Maybe they're real estate investors. They don't want to be realtors, but they want to make money in real estate. And you kind of overlap there. Tell me about the training or the opportunities for somebody looking for a career move.
I was just talking to one of my students last night, and this student was telling me, here are the numbers. I make 20 to 30 calls, and today I made 15 calls to judgment creditors, people who won a judgment. And I got one case that's going to make me an income of $3,700. Now, that may not be a lot, but remember, that's from 1 hour of calling 15 people. I share that simply because I have many students who have transitioned out of being a real estate investor or a real estate agent. Why? Because for the most part, they have found that they had to make thousands of calls before they could make a deal. Also, the teaching that I give is really not just teaching. I don't give you a book. I don't give you a manual. I don't just have classes. It's actually mentoring and coaching.
Right.
And the reason why that is much more powerful is because remember in the olden days, in the United States of America, when this was just a very young country, there weren't a lot of colleges. So how did a young man or a young woman become a business person? How did they learn a business? It's through apprenticeship.
Right.
And apprenticeship is really the key to learning, because you can go and learn every day and watch somebody who has mastered that skill.
Right.
And then you can learn and they will teach you. That's what I do. It's more of an apprenticeship. But more than an apprenticeship, I have what's called a learn and earn apprenticeship. The new students that come and join me are given cases. There is nobody out in the industry today, whether they sell programs for real estate flipping or whatever, that actually give cases to somebody.
Right.
I give cases to new students. So yeah, I teach, but more than teaching, it's an apprenticeship. It's a mentoring.
So I know you do, because I've seen you with your students at the real estate meetups I go to, with Paris in particular. I've seen you and multiple students at the court enforcing judgments. I see you in action, not teaching, but teaching while in action.
That's right.
And I've met students who have that. So if somebody was interested in a career or exploring the possibility of a career in judgment enforcement, or as a business of judgment enforcement, I know you do occasional training programs or boot camps or those kinds of things. What would the next step be for somebody interested in exploring those options?
Well, first of all, it's to go to our website. It's the Judgment Institute of America.
Okay. The Judgment Institute of America?
Or is it
Judgment Institute of California.
There you go. See, that's why I need Bill. That's why I need people like Sarah and Paris, because at my advanced age, I have a tendency to forget. So folks, go to Judgment Institute of California, one phrase, all connected, and sign up, enroll. Because what I have done is I have created a training program that is 2 weeks, and it is 1 hour per night. And we go through the various enforcement strategies. And how effective is it? Let me tell you how effective it is. I have a brand new student. I have 2 brand new students who just came out of the training 1 month ago. One already has 5 judgment cases that they have gotten on their own. I didn't give that to them, not yet. One has 5. The other one has 8.
Wow.
And that's remarkable, because one of the cases for one of those students is against an attorney. And we love going after attorneys because for the most part, they're arrogant. But I have my sister's an attorney. She's not arrogant. She's my loving sister. I paid for her law school at UCLA. But here's the point that I'm making. I have 2 students who just came out of class with multiple judgments under their belt because of the training. But here's the benefit too. Because I'm only one person, I have created a team of managing associates, Bill.
Right.
And those new students now have not only me to go to, but more importantly, they have Paris to go to, they have Sarah to go to, they have others of my management associates. So they're not any longer alone.
Right.
Now, one of those cases, that case against the attorney, Bill, you're going to love this. It's a $300,000 case.
Nice.
And if and I told that young man, I said, go hard after that guy. He's got assets. He's got real estate.
Nice.
So that's how effective our training is.
Nice. Now, I went on your website. I noticed that also if somebody's interested and has more questions, you do offer free consultation. They fill out a form, and I guess one of your team members will call them back and give them some additional information. So all that's at judgmentinstituteofcalifornia.com. So again, I'm not getting paid for this. We really haven't done business together. I just meet people all the time that are at career crossroads, need a job, need a business, need to make money, not sure what to do. And I try to direct them to places where I think they're going to get paid. I've seen your students with you, with Paris, with, I don't think with Sarah, but with other of your manager level people. I've seen that going on, and I really admire that. So if you have questions, of course, call or text me. Again, judgmentinstituteofcalifornia.com. And there's a consultation form there if they're interested. Any other parting words of wisdom, Paris or Sarah or Ray, that you want to leave with us?
Yeah, Paris, why don't you tell them a little bit, very shortly, very short. Tell them about.
Hold it. Are you calling Paris very short?
Well, you know, she's called many, many names, but one of them is Paris.
I'd say this. I've met Paris. When you meet Paris, she's like the nicest person in the world. But then I saw her trying to enforce one of those judgments. She's like a dragon when she gets turned on, huh, Paris? Tough as nails.
No comment. No comment.
But it's interesting because Paris's background is she has a very, very successful e-commerce business.
Oh, wow.
And we met at a boxing gym. And the reason why I started talking to her was that I punched her and knocked her clean across the room.
Ah.
And she got, when she woke up 3 days later, she asked me who I was. No, just kidding. But she has become very, very good at this business. Yeah. And then Sarah heard me speak at a real estate seminar somewhere. And she and her husband came and attended my class. And Sarah now is well versed in this business. And I think it was about what, Sarah, a year ago, 2 years ago that you first took my course?
Yeah, just a year and a half ago.
Actually, Sarah and I, we were in the same class, October 2018.
So Bill, these two women now have become an integral part of my hierarchy.
Sure.
And it's not hard to learn. Because why? We have a mentoring and coaching program, not just reading a book. Because how many people out there have bought books and they now use them to level off their dining room table?
So great. So again, normally I would say come to the meetup that we meet in the Valley once a week, but here during COVID, go to the website, fill out the consultation form. If you have questions, call me, text me, email me. I could give you my experience and information with them as well. Look, I want to thank you, Sarah and Paris and Ray, so much for being on the call today and sharing your opportunity with people, and want to be available if I can help in any way. Anybody watching this, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.